Hi YouTube, it's Leslie. This video is how I Texlax my hair, and Texlaxing is when you purposely underprocess your hair when using a relaxer to get curly or textured results. I'm not a professional, but I've been doing my relaxers by myself for several years, so if you're not comfortable doing this, please seek help from a professional. I get so many requests every day to do this video, so hopefully this helps some people, and if you're interested, stay tuned. If your hair is in a good enough condition to take a relaxer, what you want to do is about a week before, at least 3 days clear of your relaxer, you want to wash your hair, get rid of build up, and you want to do a deep conditioning treatment. It's good to do a protein treatment, and if you're not sure, definitely seek the help of a stylist. It's also good to do a moisturising deep conditioning treatment as well, just so that your hair is in as best condition as possible. The reason your hair kind of needs to be cleaned a few days before your relaxer rather than say one day before is because your scalp needs time to build up its own natural protective barrier. So basically to build up sebum. It's not going to totally protect your hair, but it's going to help prevent scalp burns basically, because you don't want to get any of those when you relax your hair. You've also got to be really careful with scratching your scalp. It's best to just not touch your scalp at all. So when it comes to your day of your relaxer, definitely double check that you have everything you need before you start. The relaxer I use is Lye, not No Lie. I used to use No Lie, and the difference is basically, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but with Lye you don't it's pre-mixed basically, so you just apply it straight to your hair. And with No Lie you have to activate it, and usually you have to chuck that away because you can't use it again. The reason I use Lye is because it doesn't leave a build up on the hair like you get a calcium build up with No Lie, and I found that left my hair very dry. Lye, it tends to be reserved for professional use, and No Lie is literally, you can buy it anywhere. The exact brand I use is ORS Olive Oil Lye Relaxer. I think it's in normal. I'm basically going to show my method but with a conditioner. So when you start, it's best to separate your hair into 4 sections. That's when you'll go in with a Vaseline and you'll base it and make sure your hair's all oiled, etc. So I prefer to do all my sectioning the day before, and I'll do my 4 sections, and sometimes I'll do, actually quite often, I'll do sections within the sections and just twist them up and start my twists at the point where I know my previously relaxed hair starts. And that just makes it so easy for me on the day to know exactly where to apply my relaxer to. Also just makes it faster. And when applying Vaseline and stuff, I'll go all the way around my forehead, all over my ears, all around my neck, and I even extend it right down to the back, because I just, in case any relaxer drips, I'll put it right down the partings and in the little sections. Just, I'll put on as much as possible to the scalp. You try and avoid the hair, but sometimes it gets on the hair, but it's really not a massive deal if, I don't know, like a tiny bit of your roots don't end up getting relaxed. And whenever you relax your hair, you should never get burns. If you get burns, you've left your relaxer on too long, or you've not basted your hair properly. To get Texlax results, I oil the whole of my hair. I do all of it, and that's just really just to make sure that the relaxer doesn't straighten my hair. When you rinse the relaxer out, it can still work on your ends, so it's best to just protect them as much as you can. Apply extra oil to bits that are already relaxed just to kind of protect them a bit more. So with the actual applying, I usually start in the middle because that's where my hair's the most resistant, or I suppose it takes the longest to process in those areas. So you have to be aware of what your hair's like. I have it in 4, so you have your top sections and then your bottom. I'll start at the top on both sections and then just keep going down until I reach the bottom, do my nape. Then I'll start at the top and I'll start with the very resistant parts, and then I'll go all the way down, put it on my edges, and then I'll smooth in everything. So here's me mimicking my relaxer process. I'm wearing gloves and using an applicator brush. I don't use a comb when relaxing. So I'm just applying to the areas which haven't been relaxed previously. So I apply a little on the front and the back of each section. I'm only going to show the bottom sections in this particular clip just because I found this really hard to film. And that's the main reason I'm using a conditioner and not a real relaxer, because I just found it really hard to sort of set this up. But I can't see exactly where I'm applying, but the idea is to obviously apply it on the hair and not the scalp. I apply it first, spending roughly about 2 minutes on each quarter, and then I go back in and I smooth to loosen the curls. Then I leave it on for about 11 minutes in the resistant areas, 8 minutes in the rest of the areas, and then at the very front where my edges are, which are a lot weaker obviously than the rest of my hair, I'll leave them for about 5 minutes. So those timings are a result of a lot of practice, and so your timings will be different and you won't necessarily get the same results if you do the same timings as me. So things that will affect the timings of your relaxer or Texlax process will be your natural curl pattern, your hair's porosity, the strength of your relaxer and whether you're using oil in your hair, etc. The relaxer's never on my hair for longer than 11 minutes, and if I run out of time, I'll try the half-half method. So this method involves only doing the relaxer process on half your hair at a time. I split the hair from front to back, but you could do the left to right. I apply and smooth as I have done here, and then protect the other half with a shower cap, or you can wrap the hair in a plastic bag or plastic wrap. If you put clips along the partings, it kind of helps the shower cap stay in place. And then I just leave that on whilst I rinse out the relaxer on the other side and neutralize. So once you're done, you rinse, and first you rinse everything out, and then you'll go back in with a shampoo. And what I will usually do is I'll apply the shampoo for 5 minutes to make sure it's fully neutralized, rinse it out, shampoo, rinse, shampoo, rinse, shampoo, just to make sure it's completely gone. If you get no-lie kits, I think they come with a colour indicator shampoo, so you know, I think it's like it turns pink or something if the relaxer's still in your hair. But once it's all rinsed and everything's all out and you're done with your process, that's when you go in with a protein conditioner. You can do the protein before you do the shampoo, but I'm not gonna even get into that because I've never done it before. After you've left your protein on for however long it's recommended, then you'll go in with a deep moisturising conditioner. Then I just leave my hair, let it, dry naturally. So that is my process. I'm really sorry this is a long video. I didn't want to make a long video, but yeah, I wanted to make sure I had as much detail in it as possible. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any specific questions, of course, put them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.